What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you be in the loop. You dig? If you want to join the Say What You Want to Say segment, you must go through the Cash app to join. The details are in the description. And you also see the details pop up in the chat momentarily. Family, this is a very hot topic. It's been probably like right up at the top of trending topics today. This story comes out of Dallas. It's a Black restaurant owner who went off on a section of mostly Black women after one of them got up at their booth and twerked inside of his restaurant. Now he's getting dragged all over social media, but also applauded. Some people are actually applauding his efforts. They are defending his actions. This incident went down at a joint called TRUE Kitchen Kocktails, True Kitchen and Cocktails. It happened, it opened just about 5 months ago. The owner, Kelley, says multiple women got up and danced on their chairs and up against a glass wall. Nice glass wall. There's a link in the description if you want to watch the video. But Kevin, he wasn't having it, man. Kevin stepped to him and he loudly proclaimed that, look, man, I built this restaurant. I invested in this restaurant so that Black people could have somewhere to come to and feel comfortable and proud. They could have a place of their own to feel proud about. I did not build this nice restaurant for y'all to be twerking up against the glass and standing in my boots, standing up in the boots, shaking your booties. That ain't what I built it for. Now, the argument is that the owner doesn't want people to dance in the restaurant. You know, if he doesn't want people to dance in the restaurant, well, perhaps he shouldn't have a live DJ playing twerk music that tells people to throw that thing in the air. The other side of that argument is that even if the DJ is playing this type of music, the owner is right to demand that patrons not dance inside of his establishment. Somebody even said that, hey, you know, they wouldn't do that at Olive Garden. Why are they doing it in this man's restaurant? But I got to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to play devil's advocate. I saw a white woman get up and dance at a, what was it like? What was they playing at a Red Lobster? Got up and was dancing to some country western. And everybody just continued to eat their food. Now, I guess dancing, just standing in the aisle dancing, doing like a regular little country western, whatever, is a whole lot different from bending over, busting it open, like women do when they twerking. So maybe, I don't know, double standard, what y'all think? I don't know. But nobody complained, nobody cared. I've been to Mexican restaurants where from time to time I've seen people get up and dance. Hell, even sometimes the staff come to your table dancing. Sometimes people feel a little mood and they do a little dance, do a little salsa. And nobody really says anything. But again, salsa is a lot different than bending over, stretching it out, winging it, busting it open. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now, of course, salsa can be very provocative. Depends on how much activity a woman wants her body to actually engage in. I guess you can put it in the same category. But I look at it like this, fam. I'm seeing it both ways. I'm looking at both ways here. You know, you gotta say to yourself that twerk music is damn near like it's hypnotizing. It is very difficult for women to hear that music who like to twerk and don't twerk. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying, when you play that kind of music, you invite people to dance like that. You invite, it's like you're encouraging women to twerk, especially if the songs say, throw that thing, throw it, twerk it. If the song instructs them to do it. When you're playing that kind of music, it's not like playing a country western song or some blues or some R&B. It's twerk music. You got a live DJ. And I think if you play that kind of music in your restaurant, if they played that kind of music in the Olive Garden, they would have people twerking in the Olive Garden. That is the risk that you take. Is it right that they twerk? I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't want my date to be standing up twerking, or my kid, my daughter to be standing up twerking in a restaurant. But you got to say to yourself, is there any responsibility on the restaurant owner's behalf? Now, having said that, the man said that he had already warned them. He had already came over and warned them politely. Hey, no twerking. No, we don't do that here. And he had to come back 10 minutes later, and that's when he went off. So some people are saying that, he shouldn't have cursed, he was right to say what he said, but it ain't what you say, it's how you said it. And you can say, I can agree to that, that I can agree to that, but I understand why he spoke in the tone that he spoke. The man, we don't know how much that man got invested in that restaurant. He probably got his whole life savings involved in that restaurant, which oftentimes restaurateurs do, especially when they're not like franchised. They don't have a bunch of restaurants. I mean, this might be this guy's only restaurant. It might be his one or two restaurants. And, even if he had just a handful of them, that's still his whole rep, his whole livelihood involved in that restaurant. So he's going to take it personal if anybody tries to disrupt his livelihood, his cash flow, his baby. So I have to, you got to look at it both ways. So like you look at the tone that he used, okay, even he admitted that the tone was wrong, but he did not apologize for taking the stance that he took. And so I can't blame him for that. I can't blame him for taking that stance, especially after he had already warned them. So even if the music did encourage people to want to twerk, even if it encouraged them to want to twerk, the fact that that man walked over there, he said he walked over and he warned them already to don't do that. And 10 minutes later, he was back over there. They was doing it again anyway. Total disrespect. In this regard, he had a right to feel the way he did. He had a right to take the stance that he took. I would say going forward, if you don't want that environment, don't encourage it. Don't encourage it. Like I had a restaurant. Well, I'm back in the restaurant business, but I had a restaurant where we played music, just like club music. We played twerk music. You know, we would play a mix of all kinds of music. But when we played twerk music, every now and then you see a woman at the bar. They'll be walking in the door, just start, you know, like it's something about that music. It's like it's like it's hypnotizing. It hypnotizes them. You know what Boosie say? Hypnotized with hate, man. Hypnotized with twerk. It's like they just start moving. So if you play that music, you play that kind of music, you're going to encourage that type of action. So if I was him and I didn't want that in my establishment, I would establish that by the tone that I set, the overall tone, not just a beautiful place with great customer service, which there's some issues about what the customer service was like. People were complaining that they were getting their food too long. It was taking too long for them to get their food. And that they say that this guy was, you know, the restaurant was, you know, like really, really late on the food, and they was just serving people drinks, and, you know, and that's no excuse, but still, if you want to create this type of environment where it's a twerk-free environment, I would not play any music that's remotely that would get people, that would encourage people to twerk. You know, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, fam. As for me, I'm tired of seeing it. You know, like it's just it's so, it ain't nothing special. Everybody do it. Like even the woman is like, even the women who you wouldn't expect to do that. You're gonna catch them bending over doing it. They'll do it. It's nothing special about it. Like it ain't gonna make a dude want you no more than what he might want you, right? It ain't gonna make you look better. It ain't gonna make somebody want to do business with you more. It's just not. Well, not in my opinion. Well, you know what? Let me back up. It just depends on what kind of business you're trying to do. So, depending on what you're trying to attract, depending on what kind of bait you throw out there, that's going to determine what your catch going to be. Going into the comments. So, see, Victory, this is a good question. Victory Music says, so brother, are you saying now that there has to be a no twerking sign up? Come on, and a place to eat. Yes, we move, but we don't bend over. Our people are insane. Fam, here's the deal. Some of these restaurants don't know whether they want to be a bar or a restaurant. They try to get it all. They want to do it all. Some restaurants know exactly what their concept is. They will identify themselves as a restaurant, or they identify themselves as a bar, or they identify themselves as a bar/restaurant. They purposely create that environment because they want it all. They want people to come in and drink as much as they can, and they also want to serve them food. And some of these places are upscale places, and they don't know what they want to do. I'm not saying dude don't know what his concept is, but I'm just saying some of these places you go into, maybe it wasn't his place, but maybe they went to another spot that do the same thing. They, you eat, it's a nice environment. It plays the same kind of music and people dance. And it ain't a big problem if somebody want to break out dancing. It's mixed messages that a lot of these restaurants are sending to the patrons. I'm not making excuses for them. As a restaurateur myself, as someone who owns a restaurant, I'm telling you that a lot of these restaurants don't really know what their concept is, and it's confusing to the patrons. Now, having said that, again, I would not advise a woman that I'm with, a woman that I care for, my daughter, to be in a damn restaurant twerking where people are eating. If it's not understood that this is a bar type environment where we eat, this is more like a bar / restaurant. You come here to drink, you can dance, and also we got some food to serve you. Apparently, his thing is this is a food establishment. This is a place where you come to eat and you listen to music. You listen, you don't dance. Sometimes that is not really clear. But my point is that he made it clear. Even if it wasn't clear, he actually made an announcement. He made it clear. At that point, this should have never happened. We shouldn't even be talking about this, because had they listened to what he said, had they adhered to what he said, nobody would have filmed it and it wouldn't have went viral. He would have never stood up there and made that announcement, because they would have stopped right then and there. And that's where it should have stopped at. And that's where they were disrespectful at. So they definitely, the girls who was doing the twerking, they definitely need to be held accountable for that. But there is a thing. There is a thing called self-accountability. And I do believe that there is enough accountability to go around. And this is coming from somebody who owns a restaurant. So I'm automatically thinking like this dude. I'm automatically thinking like him, like, man, I got to protect my brand. I got to protect my restaurants. But at the same time, I got to be reasonable. I have to think, what kind of environment do I want to create? I can tell you right now, if I had a restaurant that nice and I didn't want twerking, I would not have my DJ playing that kind of music, because I know what music can do to people. I tell them, don't even play it. You come to my restaurant, you'll never hear no shoot 'em up, bang, bang music. I don't care how hot it is. You're not finna hear no bang, bang in my spot. Because guess what's gonna happen? One of them fools might come in there and want to bang, bang. So I'm gonna be encouraging that type of behavior. You're not finna hear no, she want to fight, she want to run up on me. You ain't finna hear none of that, because I don't want that shit in my pit, in my establishment. I don't want that in my establishment. So I'm not going to encourage that with the music. The music can encourage energy. Music carries a lot of energy. You're not going to be able to play. You're not going to be able to play End of the Road and people not saying End of the Road. You're not going to be able to play that. You're not going to, it's certain songs that if you play, whatever kind of participation that goes with that song is what you're going to get. But to your point, fam, I'm absolutely sick and tired of this twerking shit. It's as bad as this damn walking around with your pants and your ass crack out. Sick and tired of seeing it. Like it's over, man. It's done. It's a dead horse. As soon as I see somebody doing it, I'm like, man, you ain't got nothing else? Ain't nothing else? You don't know no other dance? Anything else? What else you got? Shayla says, why chastise the women in front of everyone? Take it directly to them instead. Well, that's what he did. He took it directly to them initially. And he said he was very polite. They ignored it. So he came back and he put them on blast. He put them on blast for everybody to hear. So let me ask you this, fam. So if he goes to them and he asks them to not do that, and they do it anyway, is he supposed to still? It's his restaurant. Is he supposed to keep going to them begging for them to not do it, or do he put his foot down, or do we call the cops? You know, if he had called the cops, oh, now y'all be up in arms. Y'all be ready to boycott, protest. Oh, no, hell no. If he had called the cops and the cops had came in and put the cuffs on them, or they would have been belligerent and they would have got physical, and the cops end up tasing one of them women or slamming one of them women to the ground. Oh, now it's, oh man, wow, no, yo, no, whoa, whoa. Come on, fam. We got to take responsibility, man. We got to take some responsibility. The dude did say he apologized for using the language that he used, but he did not apologize for taking the stance that he took. He was right to take the stance that he took after he had already warned them. Fam, y'all forgetting. He warned them. He went to them politely and warned them. Don't do this in my establishment. We're not that kind of establishment. They come right back 10 minutes later and crank it up again. That's saying, fuck you and your establishment. Why should he have any respect for them if they treat him like that? If they don't respect his establishment? Why should he give them more consideration than they give him? Come on, fam, talk to me. Talk to me. Had this been a white dude, would he have had more consideration? Would he have had to ask them twice? Would he have had to ask them once if it was a white dude? Come on, fam, talk to me. We can't put all this kind of pressure on our own people like this. We can't say, okay, look, man, we need to build our own. We need to build our own. Then we build our own. We don't respect our own. If the women ain't in the club twerking, he don't even have to make the comments in the first place. He don't even have to address it at all. That's number one. Why not respect the other people inside of the restaurant who's sitting there eating? You know it ain't a damn bar. You know it's not a bar. It's a restaurant. So why not respect the people that's sitting there eating and dining? Everybody wasn't on board with this twerking thing. There were people that just came there because they thought it was a nice place to be. And they went there to eat, not expecting to see a twerking contest. What about respecting those people? What about those people? They don't count? It's just the people that want to twerk. So we just only have to respect those who want to twerk. What about the people that was there who may have had their children with them? If somebody walks into your home and they do something, maybe they walked in and they thought they could smoke, but they lit up the cigarette and you say, yo, no smoking in my house. Take that outside, take that somewhere else. And they smoke anyway. How would you respond to that? Would you be nice and gentle? Or would you put your foot down? I know this motherfucker didn't just, smoking in my house? Come on, fam, man, be honest about this. Be real. Come on, be real with me, fam. You know I'm down with black women. You know I love them. I love black women in life. You know that. You know how I feel about my black women. So I ain't never gonna be on board with somebody just going out of their way to do my women bad like that. Oh no, I ain't with that. You know I'm not with. You gotta know me to know that. If you know me, anything about me, you know how I get down. So I'm definitely ain't trying to make no excuses for dude. But come on, fam. We all got to be held accountable for our own actions. The man went to them and told them, no, this ain't what we do here. If somebody smokes in your house and you tell them, look, ain't no smoking in my house. And they just be like, you know, you walk away, you come back in the room, this fool light lit, just, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna lose your damn mind. So dude get a pass for snapping. He get a pass for snapping. It's not an excuse, but he get a pass for snapping, but he did apologize for snapping. Let me back up. He didn't apologize for snapping. He apologized for using the profanity. He didn't apologize for snapping. He apologized for using profanity. That's human nature. Any one of us would have done the same thing. Put yourself in the shoes of a restaurant owner, somebody who has invested their hard-earned money into a restaurant, somebody who has probably then spent just hundreds of, perhaps thousands of hours building the restaurant, working in the restaurant. And then here you come, you just here for an hour or so, coming in, paying your $50, $100, whatever you're gonna spend, and then you gone. But you're gonna come in like a hurricane, you're gonna come in like a hurricane and just tear up everything in your path while you inside this man's business, and then you gone. And you done left a blemish on this man's business. Come on, fam, that ain't right. That ain't cool. That's not cool. That's not cool, fam. You gotta understand, like, put yourself in that man's shoes. It's your business. It's your baby. It's your restaurant. You want people to respect your restaurant. You want people to respect you. You know, you don't want somebody to just if you lay your rules down, perhaps they got it twisted. Perhaps they wasn't clear on the rules, but he came and made it clear. He made the rules clear. But you're going to ignore it anyway? That ain't right, fam. Come on. Man, right is right, man. Hey, look, I'm with you when you're right, and if you're wrong, I'm gone. I'm with you when you're right, but if you're wrong, I'm gone. What's up, Debo to God? That man warned them, fam. That's the big key that a lot of people are missing that part. Let's say there was some confusion in the beginning. Let's say there was a misunderstanding. Let's say the restaurant even made a mistake by playing the music. Let's say the woman made a mistake by dancing to the music. Okay, let me go in here and straighten this side and tell them how we operate. And I'm gonna do it respectfully. Looks, man, we don't do that here. Can y'all refrain from twerking? We don't do that here. Okay. That should have been the end of it. Had that been the end of it, this video don't go viral and he don't put them on blast like that. And keep in mind, this is a shoe fit wear situation. He didn't put everybody, he didn't put the entire restaurant on blast. He put the people on blast who disrespected his restaurant, who were in there twerking and disrespected his rules. So if the rules were unclear, he made them clear in that moment. He made them clear. At what point do you start respecting the man business? Again, had that been a white man, do you think they would have continued on that way? Now, some people would have, depending on who the woman is. Some of these women ain't got no sense. So depending on who they are, perhaps they would have. I don't know. But I can tell you by far and large, most would not have. Because it's just something about that white man ice is colder to them. I don't understand it. What's up, Blaze Brown? Kane Carter. What's up, Kane? Lamont in the building. Lamont, that Wade Jones is in the building. Show Lamont some love, fam. Lamont working those moderator duties. So Great Black Shark says the problem is too many brothers don't check off code women in our community. Salute to the codes, to the Encode sisters who called this out. I don't think the problem is that the brothers are not checking the sisters. I think the problem is that the sisters are not checking the sisters. You know, just like the men. The brothers ain't checking the brothers. The problem in our community with the brothers is that enough brothers ain't checking the brothers. You see, I do believe that it takes men to check men and women to check women. Women are not going to listen to men. By far, but you know, most of the time, women won't listen to what a man has to say because she feels a man has an ulterior motive. You know, what do you have? You stand to benefit something, but she don't feel like a woman has anything to benefit from you. So she'll listen to a woman before she listens to you. That's why a lot of times even when women are, you know, a man might not like a woman hairdo or whatever. Woman go to work, come back, she say, I mean, I don't understand why you don't like it. All my friends like this. You know, everybody at work likes it, and da da da. You know, like all my friends like this haircut. All my friends like these shoes. You know, like, and dudes are the same way. They be like, man, my homies like, man, my homies like this. You know, my homie like my, you know, they like my haircut. They like my, you know, my shirt or whatever. Man, you the only one got a problem with it. Nah, men listen to men. Because when a man tells a man something to correct a man, especially when it has something to do with women, a man don't think that he has an ulterior motive. He's not thinking that he's saying it because, oh, you know, he's with the other side and so he just wants me to comply and be a sucker or whatever. Nah. If it's a man that respects another man and if a man hears a man speak on something, a man that he respects speak on something, he gonna respect it more 9 times out of 10 than he would if a woman said the exact same thing. Just like when you dealing with your children, right? You ever notice how you can tell your children something 100 times and a stranger tells them something one time and they automatically just take it? They just be like, the stranger can tell them the exact same thing you've been telling them for 100 times, but the stranger tell them something and then they get it because they think as their parents, you have an ulterior motive. Oh man, you just want me to be this way just for you so you can benefit, you know, somehow you benefiting from it, right? So they look at you like you got an ulterior motive. but the strangers don't have nothing to lose. So they hear the stranger say the exact same thing that you say, and then they take to it. They get it. They'll tell you, man, my mom tell me that all the time. But I hear you, I understand now. Man, that's exactly what my daddy said. You know, yeah, I'm listening. I'm gonna try it. What's up, Kim Balsavich? Or is that Kim Balsavich? That's that Balsavich. I'm going with that. Tam Long. What's up, Rosalind Bolton? I see you. Appreciate you. Rosalind Bolton in the building. Marlon Nash. Marlon Nash, I see you. What's up, Marlon? Keith Epps. Keith Epps. Blue Love. June Askew. Taich 29, I think. Taich. I disagree. We have to G-check each other. You can't G-check a woman, bro. You can't G-check a woman. Fam, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just saying that don't work. When you talk about G-check, you could check anybody, right? But when we speak on learned behavior and we speak on like change behavior, like giving people information that they can use, that they can apply to their life to improve themselves, to grow. You don't make people grow by checking them. That ain't how people grow. You have to communicate with people, and you have to come from a respectful place. It has to come from a place of love, and it has to come from a place of respect and understanding. This is how you grow. This is how you communicate with people. All of this G-checking somebody shit, that ain't gonna work. Trying to force your will on somebody and make people see it the way you see it, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. It won't even work with your children. They might comply because they don't want to get in trouble or whatever, but the minute you turn your back, they're gonna do what they want to do. You have to have an understanding, man. You have to get an understanding with people in order for them to respect what you're saying and where you're coming from. And if you want change behavior. Now you can do a lot of things if, for the time being, like in the moment, you might be able to get what you want in that moment. But if you want change and learn behavior, you want long-term solutions, then it takes an understanding. It has to come from different angles. It can't just be one thing. All relationships, if you look at any relationship in life, platonic, intimate, a business, family, friend, all of these relationships are rooted in respect. And you have to have effective communication. When you look at all of your relationships across the board, the relationships that you've had when you've had trouble, when that relationship was in trouble, that was ineffective communication. When those relationships were going well, the communication was effective. So it's not just communicating, it's having effective communication. Renzo Patterson, what's up? What's up, Yolanda Carrington? R. Brooks, the newest member to the WillieDLive channel. Show love, fam, to R. Brooks. Newest member to the WillieDLive channel. Nita B, what's up, Nita B? LL Cool Joe. LL Cool Joe. All right. Share Cage. What's up, Share Cage? Yosemite. Hail Mary Ryder. Milton Thornton. Vincent Gilmore says, we forgot to instill the self-pride that we were taught coming. Remember, when someone said you were looking slouchy, if you was hanging off of you, if your something was hanging off, I guess you want to say if your pants were hanging off you, girls were taught not to act fast. Right. Yeah, I think a lot of this family just comes down to self-dignity. You know, I think that's a lost. It's just a lost attribute for a lot of people. Not all of us, of course, but I just think like there's not enough self-dignity. People just doing whatever they want to do, and people getting passes because they getting passes because we live in one of those type of society right now where everybody like don't judge, don't judge, don't judge. Daniel Salazar, what up? Mike Brown, boxing and brunch. Boxing and brunch. Let me think about that. What's up, D Block, Diaz? Sharita Wickfield. Was that Wickfield or Winfield? Sharita. Miss Sean, Toronto, Canada in the building. What's up, Willie Johnson? Look, fam, to me, like twerking is like somebody dancing in the middle of the floor, two people getting raunchy, like getting on top of each other, screwing each other, like gyrating like they're having sex. People gonna watch, because first of all, it's just, it's wild. People gonna watch, right? They're gonna watch. But it's going to be a lot of, you start talking about don't judge. Oh, you're going to be judged. So if you don't want that type of attention that come with it, I would suggest otherwise. But some people want that attention. Some people want any kind of attention they can get. So they just immediately just start bending over, busting it open. Like, fam, I'm not trying to be a prude. I'm not trying to be like some old dude who don't understand what's going on. But I've been like this a long time. I've always liked the woman who was, who was a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed. Like I don't need to watch you. Because I just assume that every woman is a freak anyway. Like, and if she's not, she need to be, So I just assume that anyway. So, so my thing is like, you don't have to do that. I don't think a woman don't have to do that for me to get me excited. I can check her out by her conversation, my attraction to her, as far as what she looked like and all that stuff. If she got a nice body, she ain't got to bend over. She gonna bend over in my mind. She ain't got to bend over at the restaurant. I'm gonna make her bend over in my mind. In my mind, I can already see her bent over. So I don't want nobody else to see what I'm seeing. All right, let me stop because I'm giving up too much game right now, Way too much game right now, man. Blue Love. I think this is a good question, Blue Love. Okay, let me see if I can highlight your question. It should have highlighted on its own, but let me see. There we go. Okay, so Blue Love, here's a question. Blue Love said, why can't we call our Black females without beating around the bush? The only thing I blame the owner for was his language. That's a bigger picture. Okay, so I don't think we're beating around the bush. I think I pretty much stated how I feel about this. Now, when you start, but to your point, I know what you're insinuating here. So this is what I say to that. Going back to what I said earlier to the other guy, women check women, men check men. Women don't listen to men. Most women are not going to listen. I don't care if the woman got the best intentions. She's not going to listen to what a man has to say because she's going to feel like a man got ulterior motives. So when you come at a woman all hard and trying and direct and you need to, she's not hearing you, bro. You're not going to get anywhere. She's going to come at you. She's going to automatically have her guard up because you're a man. The same way men have their guards up when women come at them. But if a man come at them and say the exact same thing, they may listen. Some people don't listen to nobody. Some people don't care what nobody says at all. But you stand a better chance. A man stands a better chance of reaching another man than a woman does. Because the man has his guards up thinking this woman got ulterior motives because she's on the other side. You know, it's that gender war thing. He's thinking she played for the other side, so she gonna have, she gonna try to, she want me to be a sucker. Of course she want me to pay for everything. Of course she want me to be docile, and of course she wants me to, be respectful no matter what. Of course she wants me to, do all the chores around her. Of course she, a man is going to think differently when another man tells him any of these things. He's just going to be more trusting of a man because he's going to feel like the man don't have anything to gain from him. Now, y'all can keep fighting this if y'all want to. I'm trying to give you the game. I'm giving you the game. And listen, fam, if you think it's a problem, if you think you got it right, how come you're always having trouble with these women? If you think you got it right. I'm going to tell you something. I don't have problems with women. I just don't. I know how women think. I know how they operate. And I respect the boundaries. As simple as that. Some women know how men operate, and they don't have problems with men because they respect the boundaries. They know how men operate. The women who want to go against the grain and try to bend men to their will always have problems with men. Always have problems. But those women who don't, who understand the boundaries, who understand how men are wired, they get it, and any problems that they have are minimal. But some people just don't care. They don't want to listen. They just think they got it, but they always want to be aggressive and come after the opposite sex, but they always have problems. I see women on YouTube blasting men. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, they always got something bad to say about men. They always coming live and direct, hardcore, going after men, but they always miserable. They're always miserable. They want to be with men, but they're miserable. They can't keep a man. Or even if they do, they have horrible relationships with men. It is because of the way that they conduct themselves when they communicate with men. They don't understand it, and they don't want to understand it. They're hard-headed. And there are men out there who are hard-headed when it comes to dealing with women. They don't understand that women are wired differently than men, and that those boundaries must be respected. And you have to learn how to communicate and understand a woman's love language. Every single woman is not the same. As much as they may look the same on the outside and may behave the same at times, they are not the same. You have to make adjustments. You have to customize your experience with each woman you deal with. There is no one size fits all. You must understand that. Now, you ain't got to listen to me. Just keep on going out there, bumping your head. And, hopefully you'll get it one day. I'm cool over here. I figured it out. If you want the game, I can give it to you. But if you don't, you ain't got to use it. Keep on going out there talking bad about women, talking about what you don't like about them and how they so hard-headed, they don't listen to nothing. Keep on disparaging women and just tell me how that works out. Just tell me how you're going to get her wet by disparaging her. Tell me how. Tell me how that's going to work out for you. Just please help me understand how disparaging Black women, especially, is going to make Black women all of a sudden say, that's the guy I want to be with. He figured it out. He got it. Tell me how that works. And I'm going to tell you something, fam. I'm far from a simp. You can't get one woman I've ever been with in life that would tell you I'm a simp, that will honestly, like, I ain't got to say honestly, because I got great relationships with women that I've been with in the past, you know, still respectful relationships. So you can't find one that'll tell you I'm a simp. It is quite possible to be a man, stand on two, be an alpha man, stand on two, and understand women, get women, have a great relationship with women. But you can't get there if you think you got it all, if you know it all. I wish I could line up all the dudes when I was growing up who told me how to behave like a man, you know, how to deal with women. I would just slap all their asses with one big slap. Just gave me a whole bunch of erroneous information. Bad information. Took me longer to figure it out than it had to. My son, 21 years old, he figured out it. He got it because I gave him the game. He got it as a teenager. He got it. When it took me to get well into my 30s before I figured it out. This hard head stuff, just trying to be looking at women like they're the enemy. And this goes for men too. Men, women looking at men like they're the enemy, but you still like men. Hey, look, if you don't want nothing to do with men and you don't like men and it really don't bother you, then stay on the course that you're on. But if you really want to be with a man, if you really want to find a woman and you want it to work, you want to be happy, you want to be satisfied, then you don't look at the opposite sex as the enemy. You look at them as an ally. It's your job to find the one that works for you. Stop blaming the other side. The one thing that everybody you've dated have in common is you. So have you ever thought that perhaps it's not the women you've dated or the men you've dated, perhaps it's you? See, that's too much like right. Self-accountability is too much like right. So you don't want that. You don't want to have that discussion. Moving on, fam. What's up, Jermaine? Nadine, what's up, Nadine? Luke Bishop says, female nature kills the reality of being with them. I know, Luke. God bless you, bro. God bless you. God bless you. Tiffany Moore. What's up, Tiff? John talks. What is it? Talks. Squad. Fam, I don't even understand dudes who want to beef with women and think just always dragging women. I mean, if you like women, I mean, I can see if you don't like women, you don't want to be with women, okay, man, say whatever you want to say. But that don't even make sense if you have a child, if you have a daughter, that don't even make sense to me. Even if you have a son, and I would think you want to give your son a shot. I would think that you wouldn't want to damage your son. You wouldn't want to tarnish his chances, right? You wouldn't want to destroy his chances before he get a chance to actually enter into a committed relationship where he really, really care deeply about somebody. He would not want to damage, his brain. You want to give him a shot, let him go out there and try what he want to try for himself. And if he fall on his face, let him fall on his face, right? You don't want to encourage bad behavior. I know about women, bro. I know. I can tell you that you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. That talking bad to a woman and being aggressive and all that stuff, it might work for some women for a moment, because some women who don't, that usually work with young girls who don't really know, who aren't really versed in relationships and stuff. So they find that bad boy stuff exciting in the beginning, right? But it wears out because they get tired of getting treated like shit. And then, next thing you know, when you thought you had her wrapped up because you putting that thing on her, you don't understand that thing got an expiration date, because a woman can get that thing anywhere, just like a man can get something anywhere, right? So you don't understand that part, so after a while, that's why sometimes I'm going too much on y'all now. What's up, Kevin Samuels? I go ahead and finish. That's why sometimes women want a woman could you might meet a woman, and when you first start messing with her, it's passionate. And she's doing all this freaky stuff, and y'all going at it real hard. You going at it hard. And then one day you with her and you trying to go at it hard, and she's like, sometimes I just want you to be more gentle. You're like, what the fuck? Because men, once we like something, that's what we like. And we got one gear. We like, man, what you mean? I thought you liked that. Yeah, I like it, but not all the time. You got to understand this about women. A lot of dudes don't, and they don't care to. And this is why they have a lot of the issues that they have. I understand women so well that I can tell when I'm not, I'm honest with myself about not being equally yoked. I can meet a woman, we can have fun, and we can, we can jive together. We can great communication, whatever. But for other reasons or whatever, it may not be a long-term situation as far as like a committed relationship. But we always end up remaining friends because I typically meet quality women, and I take my time getting to know a woman. I take my time, and they take their time getting to know me. And usually I'm not who they think I am, because a lot of times women be thinking that I'm just about what they hear on these records or whatever. They meet me, they meet a dude it's so many layers to me that most people don't know. You got to really know me to know. Shay F, what's up? And that's another thing, fam. If let's say if a man see a woman twerking in the restaurant, right? Let's say he watching, he looking, he like that twerking because but he's totally thinking of you totally in an objectifying type way. Like he's only thinking about you like, I wonder how she can ride that thing. He's only thinking of you sexually. So let's say he speak to you. All in his mind is what you was just doing up there against that glass. How you was bending it over just now. That's all he thinking about. Throw a little alcohol in it. Y'all might be bumping and grinding that night. Y'all might go ahead on and, get down. Move forward. Perhaps y'all start kicking it. Y'all kind of see that y'all kind of like each other. Now you're ready to take it further. This is where he hit the brakes. He pumped the brakes. Well, you cool, you fun and everything, but he got this memory of you twerking and bending it over and busting it open. He might even go further than that. He might even marry you. He's still going to remember how he met you. Bending over, busting it open. So he don't really trust you because he figure like, man, you did that. I don't know, man. She did that in public before. She probably do that all the time. So now when you try to go somewhere, he like, where you going? Who you going with? What you doing? He out like, because he don't trust you. Because he thinking like if a woman don't have a discretion enough to do something like that at home, if she would do something like that in public once, she'll do it twice. And maybe that's who she is. And he's going to judge you. Trust me. A lot of times women will get fooled because the guy like him and the guy might do nice things for him and all that kind of stuff. And they doing good stuff. And she's thinking like, oh man, I met him like this and whoop, and he still like me for who I am. Man, I just don't really work like that in real life. Don't usually work like that. Chef Chris Smith, what's up? What's up, Chris? Kelley Productions in the building. Be blessed. Be blessed, homie. YMNYC. JMNYC. What's up? Yardley Moyes. What's up, Yardley Moyes? Look like we got a new member. Simply Red in the building. Show Simply Red some love, fam. The newest member to the WillieDLive channel. If you want to become a member, fam, there is a link in the description. You can just click on that link and become a member. Get yourself some cool perks. So, what's up, Lenny? Jet Lee from Milwaukee. See Latoya. All that plastic on grandma's furniture. Y'all didn't learn from that. Plus twerk, voice, and food don't mix. Also, where were the masks? Hey, Latoya, you said a whole lot in like less than 100 words, 100 characters rather. Real talk though. Topanga Thompson in the building. Topanga. It's Topanga, 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 Topanga. I think that Topanga. Topanga Thompson. What's up, Antonio Jackson? Irma Lavashi. What's up, Irma? Pamela McKinnon. Pamela says, if you want to attract a quality man, you have to be a quality woman. I'll put some extra on that, Pam. I would say if you want to keep a quality man, you have to be a quality woman. Because you can attract a quality man without being a quality woman. Because a lot of us, we can fake it, right? We can act like we're something we're not. And, till we get what we want, right? But it's only so long before the truth come out. What's done in the dark will come to light. And our true colors will eventually show themselves, right? So I think that, if you want to attract a quality person, and keep them, if you want that person to stick around for an extended amount of time, you're going to have to be a quality person. Because let me tell you something about quality people. Quality people generally have good energy. They generally have good energy, and they don't allow people to come in their lives and disrupt that energy for long. They may find themselves into something, and but they'll get out. A friend of mine who is a quality person, she was dating this dude who was, she was crazy about, in love with. Well, this dude threatened her once. He threatened her with violence. And she was totally in love with this dude, like in love. He threatened her with violence. She jumped on a plane and went back and came back to Houston. Threatened. I ain't say he hit her. I say he threatened her with violence. She jumped on a plane and came back to Houston and never looked back. About 3 years later, he was on the news for killing his girlfriend and himself. See, when you're a quality person, you're just not gonna stay in a relationship like that. In most cases, there are some quality people who just, stay too long, they love too hard or whatever. But when you really, really understand your worth, you're not gonna allow anybody to bring you down. You're not gonna allow anybody negative energy to take a grip, to have a grip on your state of mind. You're not gonna do that. Yeah, I say when you come across those people that are just toxic, man, let somebody else have their asses. Let them fools kill somebody else. Because the thing about people that are possessive, the longer that they're with you, the more possessed they become. If let's say a woman meet a dude and he's possessive, and she don't really know this, right? But she meets him and he's possessive. And let's say she sensed something in the first maybe 2 weeks. Maybe they go out a couple times. The second time they go out, they are perhaps, at a restaurant or something. And, I don't know, maybe the waiter gives her a compliment. And he says something like, say, dude, yeah, we don't need your comments, or something like that. Or, hey man, you really gonna just try to hit on my girl right in front of me like that? These are red flags. But a lot of time a woman will dismiss it as like, oh, that's cute. She would think like, oh, he really likes me. He really got offended. He was really serious. That is a red flag. That is the time that you get the hell up out of there at that moment. At that moment is when you're supposed to bounce. Let that fool go out and try somebody else. Let him use somebody else for a guinea pig to get his life right. Let him go out and beat on somebody else and kill somebody else and go crazy on somebody else. Don't you be the guinea pig. Nadine, what's up? Fam, welcome the newest member to the WillieDLive channel. Nadine Ayala. I think I'm saying it right. Ayala. Yeah, fam. The moment that you see a person that is insecure, that's a dead giveaway. That is a dead giveaway for someone who is going to be obsessed. The longer that they're with you, the more they think they own you. So First sign, you got to bounce. You got to get the hell up out of there. Nicole says, Nicole, you saying what I'm saying is not true? What's your justification? Oh, Nicole says, I judge no one. Nicole, I don't know you, never met you before in my life. But if you are over the age of 30 years old, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you've probably been in more than one abusive relationship in your life. Sometimes people are in abusive relationships and they think that means that the person care about them, or that means that if they stay in the relationship, that means that they're loyal. Let me tell you something, fam. Love don't hurt. It don't hurt. Anybody tell you different, they lying. Love don't hurt. Lust perhaps hurt. Lust, possessiveness, that hurts. Control, that hurts. Mr. Black, what's up? Mr. BR, I see you. Okay, fam. So I guess the general consistency is on this topic is that the owner of the restaurant was right in going off on the women who was doing the twerking. I think he spoke loud enough for everybody in the restaurant to hear him, but he was not addressing everybody in the restaurant. He was addressing those people. His criticism was for the people who were in there twerking after he told them not to twerk in his restaurant. I think he spoke loud enough because he wanted everybody in the restaurant, he wanted to put everybody on notice. And I think he get a pass for snapping. Like I say, put yourself in his shoes. What if it was your restaurant? What if it was your restaurant and you put all your money in? Man, do you understand how much it takes to run a restaurant? Running a restaurant is not like selling bottled water, on the street corner. There's a lot of moving parts to a restaurant. And, to deal with payroll and dealing with food and dealing with regulators and you're dealing with inspectors, you're dealing with your what am I trying to say? Your vendors. This is every day. You're dealing with payroll, you're dealing with the work hours, and then you're trying to have a life besides just running your restaurant. If you own a restaurant, and you're there every day, your restaurant is probably taking up at least 16 hours of your day. And then somebody coming there for just a couple of hours, and they come in there just doing whatever they want to do, and then they like a hurricane, and then they leave all that damage, and now you there to clean it up. They can just go to another restaurant, but you got to sit there and fix the damage that was done. You better believe that there were other people going to leave that restaurant and start talking bad about, oh man, they girls in there twerking and stuff. They twerking out on the glass. Ooh, it's ghetto up in there. Ooh, I don't want to go back there. This is what he have to deal with. He's left to clean up the damage. So as a restaurant owner myself, I understand that. I understand, what it takes to the type of commitment and resources that it takes to run a restaurant. It's not easy. So it might be easy for us to just say, man, he shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have. Like I say, the man apologized for using the profanity. He apologized for that, but he's not apologized for taking the stance that he took. Again, I think the stance was warranted considering the fact that he warned them prior. He actually gave them a warning. He said they ignored it and they started back twerking anyway. Come on, fam. Ain't nobody, none of y'all gonna allow that to happen in your own establishment for you to tell people what the rules are and they're gonna break the rules anyway, and you're still supposed to be nice guy. Come on, fam. That ain't realistic. We gotta do better.